Is something that is super important to you because you probably have a business page for your studio. And today I want to show you how you can protect your business page from getting taken away, getting hacked, all that stuff. Because I have, over the past, I would say 6 months, I have had 4 people reach out to me, combination of friends, like family and colleagues, who have lost all access to their business pages because their personal profiles got hacked. And so today I wanted to talk about how you can protect yourself from this happening. There is no foolproof way to do this. However, there are a couple of extremely important steps that I'm going to detail in this video that will show you how to protect yourself as best you can. And I'm going to also send you a resource that will show you, further ways that you can protect your accounts so that you don't lose your hard work. Because, it's really disappointing that there are like a lot, I was going to say swear words. I still might say swear words. I haven't decided. That there are jerks in the world who make a living. I don't know if they actually make a living or if they're just here like fleas, to their sole purpose is to take over people's accounts and then to be able to like rack up bills on their Meta ad spending or things like that. So here's what we're going to be doing today. We are going to be examining the number one thing that you must do to protect your Facebook business page. There's a couple of steps involved. I'm going to be doing a lot of screen sharing. So I'm going to literally walk you through step by step how to do this on a desktop. We are going to turn this into a couple different resources. So we'll probably also have something that will show you how to do it from your phone. We're going to make this into a blog post later so that you can go back and look at things step by step through it. So if you are concerned about making sure that your page is safe and that you will not lose access to all of the things, then stay tuned for the rest of this video because this one's for you. All right, I'm going to disappear for a second while we play a little intro music and make sure that everything is going live, and then we're going to get started. Here we go. All right, so I think that we are in live in all of the places now. It looks like we're live on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we are on Facebook, and all of the places. Okay, so if you are tuning in with me and you're live here, please do me a favor and say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And since we're talking about business pages today, I would love to know, hey, what's your business page? Because I do like to follow, all the piano teacher, voice teacher, ukulele teacher business pages so I can see what, magic you all are up to. So I'm going to do a quick housekeeping here. And then we're going to get straight into the goods. Like I said, lots of screen sharing, all of that goodness. I'm going to walk you through the steps that you can use to protect your profile. I'm going to give you background around why we're doing it as well. So housekeeping, if you hear something here today that is valuable to you and you want to share that, give us a hashtag takeaway and let us know what that value is in the comments. Cool? And then if you're live, I can bring it up on the screen. If you're watching on the replay, I will come back if you have any questions. So please, feel free to watch along like it's live. If you're watching on YouTube, you can subscribe and turn on notifications to get all the goodness. Okay, I have the Savvy Sarah bot is set up because I want you to be able to see the steps that we're going through. And I did type out the steps for you. So if you want a quick resource that will be delivered to you via Messenger, then if you are on Facebook or if you're on Instagram, you can type the word admin down below and the Savvy Sarah bot will reach out to you with the details. YouTubers, go ahead and look in the live chat. I've pinned a post there for you with the link, or you can look into the description down below. So that will give you all of the details for today. And because This is such an important topic. Like, y'all, this is such an important topic. Um, I really want to ask that if you have a friend who owns a business page, whether they are a piano teacher or if like they have a flower shop, please let them know about this because like for instance, my friend, okay, I'm going to shout her out in this. My friend owned a page that was for Draven the therapy cat, and he had like, of course, he was a cat, so he had like thousands and thousands of followers. She lost access to that page, and it's really sad to me because she used that page to do some really really amazing work, and to raise funding for shelters and to raise awareness around bringing therapy animals into into the lives of seniors who are bedridden. Like it breaks my heart that she lost access to that page and she had to restart. So all right, let's get to what the heck are we talking about today? Saying hi to a few people. Thank you, Karen. Such an important subject. Hey there, Brandon. Nice to see you. He's tuning in from Fresno. Karen said her page is the Karen's Creative Keyboard. I love it. Anna's here. She is currently in North Carolina. Oh, I'm glad that you guys made it there safely. And I see like Pete Martinez is tuning in and he's dropped the word admin down below and he's going to make sure that he gets a hold of all the good stuff today. The piano studio of Lisa Bailey. Lisa, I'm just going to let you know, since you're watching in from a page, it's probably not going to deliver it to you. But I'll make sure to respond and get a link to you so that you can get a hold of that. All right, so let's make sure that all of like Pliny. Oh, awesome! Like, hey, Pliny, it's so nice to see you. She's on Instagram. I'm gonna make sure that you get stuff. Hey there, Bev. She's in Costa Rica. Super jealous. Okay, super jealous. All right, so let's get to it. So I want to unpack this issue first so that people actually understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so is this something that's going to happen to everyone? No, absolutely. I don't want this to be like this fear-mongering type thing, but it is something that can happen. And I would like you to raise your hand in the chat, raise your hand if you have ever had a friend who had their Facebook account hacked. Okay, and I'm not talking about like somebody created an additional profile that looked like them. Sometimes they'll like create a profile and it's a fake profile. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about someone gets their account actually taken over by someone else. And then they actually get locked out of their account. And what can happen is when somebody takes over your account, right? When not yours, or let's just say anyone's, when somebody hacks an account like that, what happens is they will often change your password. They will change the email associated with that account, which in turn will make it impossible for you to get that account back. It's actually impossible. Which is something that I really, really hope the Book of Face is working on. And we're going to talk about some of the things that they have done in order to like protect that. Okay. So they take over the account. You're completely locked out, which means that you can't use your email to reset the password because they've changed the email, all that stuff. Super scary, right? You're losing access to all of the stuff that you've put up on Facebook, like all the pictures, all the friend relationships that you have gathered over the years. And in addition to that, when that happens, and this is the part that we're going to be examining today, when that happens, that also means that you will lose access to your business page. So your business page, it will still be there, but you won't have admin access to it. So you won't be able to log in. You won't be able to post. You won't even be able to delete it. So it becomes this like ghost ship, right? And oftentimes what these hackers are doing is that they are using those pages nefariously. So it's like a huge insult to all the work that you've done with your brand, with your business, and there's no way to regain that. Okay, so I just wanted to describe like this is what we're talking about. Now, are there ways that we can protect ourselves? Yes, but I just wanted to detail that first. And I see like there are people here who have experienced this before, right? Karen's raising her hand, or someone, right? Pete's raising his hand. Brandon said, "Yep," on that happened to somebody he knew on Instagram. Karen said, "Yep, my husband got locked out permanently," right? So, what we're going to look at today is we're going to look at two things that you can do I said the number one thing, but it's kind of like a two-step process that you can do in order to protect yourself as best you can from that issue. So, how can you protect yourself? Well, first and foremost, we want to make sure that the settings that you have on your personal profile are locked down, right? We want to make sure that you have protected your personal profile as best as you possibly can. And then we're going to talk about how you can also protect your business page, because a lot of people don't understand this, but those two things are, what's the word that I want to say? I can't think of it. I can kind of see it in my brain, but I don't know how to pronounce it, and I don't want to say it wrong. They are linked for better or for worse, right? So you actually cannot have a business page without having a personal profile. But that makes sense, right? I'm not mad about it, because I want you to think for a second, right? Why was Facebook made in the first place? It was made as a place for people to connect, not for businesses to connect, right? So businesses were added after the fact. I did read something on a Mari Smith article that's a couple years old that said that Facebook was testing out the idea of work profiles. I'm guessing that they ditched that because I've never seen anything about it, and the article was 2 years old. So we're going to walk through how you're going to protect yourself. You can always come back and watch this replay and go through the steps yourself. So let's take a look at what this is going to be like, okay? Give me a moment to set this up. I want to make sure that I have all of the screen sharing, like, totally set. Oh, okay. So Plinny's saying, like, my phone was blocked by my phone company. I can't find the way to update my new phone number on my Facebook page. I'm afraid that Facebook will send recovery password to the old number. I have okay, good. So Plenty there, let's look at some things. Hopefully this will help you today. All right, let me get this down, and we're going to keep that up. And nope, wrong. All right, so the first step here is something that some of you might have already done, right? The step number one is that I implore you, please, turn two-factor authentication on your personal profile. What does that mean? It means that if somebody else tries to log into your account, right? If they try to hack into your account, let's say that they got a hold of your password in some way, and they try to log into your account from a device that has not been logged in yet, there is going to be a two-step process in order for them to do that. And in most cases, there's a couple different types of 2FAs, right? In most cases, the most common one is that two-factor authentication is going to send a text to your phone, kind of like what Plinny was just talking about over on Instagram. It's going to send a text to your phone, and it's going to say, is this you? And it's also going to give you a code, or it's going to give you an instruction as to how you're going to be able to log in. So when you turn that on, that will put another barrier in front of that hacker who's trying to get into your account. The second type of 2FA is called an authentication app, and that's actually a stronger type of 2FA, and that is something that's going to give you even a bigger level of protection. So I'd love to know from those who are watching right now, or if you're watching on the replay, have you turned on 2FA yet? If you have, say yes. If you haven't, say nothing, because you're going to go and do that later, okay? So we're going to walk through how we're going to do this, right? So let me get my screen share ready to go. I think we're good. Yes, excellent. Karen's like, yes. Zachary's like, yes. Okay, I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's go through how you do it. It's really simple. That's not it. It's right here. Okay, so lots of screen sharing today. Okay, so here I am over on my personal account. You can tell it's my personal account because I see my personal profile image right up here. And what we're going to do in order to do this is you're going to click on your little face, right? And then we're going to go to Settings and Privacy. And then we're going to go to Settings, okay? There's also something else called a privacy checkup, which I highly encourage you to go through. I actually think it's more useful to do that on your phone just because it's easier to see the stuff. But, okay, you can do that. So we're going to go to Settings. I have to move these things out of the way because I can't see anything. Okay, and now we're looking for this area over here on the left-hand side that says security and login. And let me see if I can do a little zoom in on this so you can see, right? So it's going to be on your left-hand side. It's going to say security and login. And at this point, we can start to see, okay, what level of protection has been added into your personal account. So I want you to go through these and check your security settings. Like in this recommended area here, it says, like we'll walk you through some steps to protect your account. That's something that you can do. And this is the area where it says to turn on two-factor authentication, okay? It is already on in my account, so I'm not going to mess with it right now. But that's where you're going to find this. I know it's kind of hard, so I'm going to go back through those steps one more time because it's easy, right? Okay, you go up into your profile. You're going to go to click on Settings and Privacy. You're going to go to Settings. Then you're going to go to, on the left-hand side, Security and Login. And this is where you're going to find this two-factor authentication, okay? That's our first step here. Super duper duper important. Now I need to get back to the screen. Okay, so that is the first step. Turn on your two-factor authentication. There are other things that you can do as well. Make sure you are using a cryptic password. If I was reading in Mari Smith's article, which I want to say like huge thanks to Susan for reaching out to me this morning. We had a conversation while I was having my coffee about like how she has experienced this thing with losing the page. And she passed along Mari's article, and I had forgotten about it. So I'm going to pass that on to everyone today. One of the things that I read in Mari's article, which I thought, oh, this is super smart. She said this about passwords. If you can remember your password, it is not cryptic. So, you need to use passwords that are super duper strong. And yes, you probably should be changing these a couple times a year. So that is something that is on my list, right? So, yeah, I see Amy just dropped the word admin down below. Again, if you do want to get a hold of things, like definitely, put that word down below. It's going to give you all the steps that I've walked through today. We're also going to be sending out, like I mentioned at the very top of the broadcast, we are going to be turning this into a blog post, so it's going to be evergreen. And we're going to make sure that that's updated with step-by-step screenshots, all that kind of stuff. Okay, let's move on. So our first layer of protection that we've talked about is two-factor authentication. The second layer of protection is this. Most people in our industry, right? Most people in our industry are sole props, and you're a single teacher, right? So you have just one person in your business, which means that the majority of us have a single admin on our business pages, myself included, not on Savvy Music Studio because Caitlin is amazing and she helps me run all the things, and she is also one of the admins. On my studio page, right? I have a single admin on there. So I'm going to be walking through these processes myself later this week. If you only have one admin on the page, the problem is this. If your personal page, pages and profiles are different, Sarah. If your personal profile gets hacked, there's no other admin on that page who can then protect that page and re-add you if you had to start a new profile, which means that you completely lose access to the business page. Wendy, what a great question. I am actually using a couple different things. I'm using Restream to go live in all the places, and I'm using it combined with Ecamm. And that is allowing me to set up all the scenes and to show different things. So yeah, it's my favorite thing. Pete, we got to get that password for you. Okay, so Amy says, what if you have another admin? Do we need to do all these things too? 100%. So Amy, I'm really glad that you said this. So that is where we go into the second step, right? The second step is this. I want you to find someone that you trust to add as a second admin to your page. Now, what do I mean by trust? Okay, this can be, it needs to be someone who you think, right? Wendy, it's not, Ecamm and Restream, oh yeah, that's like an entirely different thing, and I'm going to just say it. I will probably never do a training on that here at Savvy Music Studio, since the audience that would be interested in doing something like that within my audience is so niche that's something that I only teach with one-on-one coaching. I also have like lots of other people that I could send you to who specialize in that. Okay, so this is not overly complicated, adding someone as a second admin, but here's something that we need to consider. We want to make sure that it is someone who is pretty tech savvy, right? So this person, if this person has ever like had their account hacked, or you see them posting like about complaints that like someone stole their password, don't use that person as an admin. I would say like if your spouse is like pretty savvy with things, that would be a great spouse partner. That could be a great opportunity. If you have a friend who is tech savvy and they like a close friend, I'm not just talking about acquaintances. If you have a close friend who also runs business pages, that would be another good person too, because then you could actually be that second admin for each other. That's what my friend Jess and I did. So when she had to recreate the Draven's Therapy Cat page, she added me as a second admin. I'm like a silent admin. I don't do anything on that page. I never even see any of the notifications because I turned them all off. And I am just there as that layer of protection that if she were to ever get hacked again and have her personal profile disabled, then I would be able to protect that page, right? She would be able to quickly message me and tell me, hey, I need you to go in there, remove this person, do this thing, right? Amy, I'm glad that you asked this question. That is actually against Facebook's rules of conduct. You do not want to create a second personal profile. That's, yeah. But a good idea, right? I mean, it makes sense. Yes. Okay, so let's get into what this looks like. Are you all ready? If you are ready to see how to do this, please let me know. Hit the heart button, hit the thumb button, just, give me a shout out or a GIF. I don't know. All right, so let's get into this. I'm going to show you how to add a second admin. I'm not going to go through the complete process. I am going to be adding my husband because he's actually like, he says that he doesn't do tech stuff and he complains and like, so if he watches this, he's going to laugh. He like asks me lots of questions, but honestly, dude's pretty good. Like, he understands Canva really well. I'm impressed. And he does a lot of things on his Facebook pages, right? Okay, so let's go through this. Are you ready? Okay, so in this step, what we're going to do is I'm going to screen share and show you all the things again. All right, so let's go back to Facebook. I'm just going to go back to the regular news feed for a moment. And by the way, if you would like your news feed to look blank in the middle like mine, there's a Chrome extension for that. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. In order to add another admin to a page, what we're going to do is we're going to first switch over to that business page. So you're going to click on your profile and I am attached to a lot of profiles, a lot of different pages, but I'm going to find the page that I want. If you don't see the page that you want right here, like I know that's the one I want, but if you don't see it, you can click on see all profiles and then you can see, look, there's Draven the Therapy Cat, right? You can see which one you want. So now I'm going to switch into that profile. Okay. Now I am in my business page profile. That is where we want to be because that is where we are going to find the things. Hi, Mr. Savvy. Yes, Brad Savvy Campbell. Okay, so this is really similar. Like we're kind of going into a similar area that we did with the other thing. So we're going to click on this account button up on the top. We are going to go to settings and privacy, and then we're going to go to settings again. And now, let me move all my little eCam windows out of the way. This is like where it's kind of goofy. They should change the way that this is labeled. We're going to go on the left-hand side. We see this area that's called New Pages Experience, and that's where we're going to click. And now we can see what it has at this point is it says Manage and View Access, and it has the people with Facebook page access. And it used to be that like some of these labels were like a little bit different. So it would be, I think we had like admin, manager, editor. It's different now, right? So the way that we're going to go about this process is We're going to click on add new. You can see I already have. So this is Caitlin. Caitlin is like the amazing savvy team member who sends y'all all of the emails and sets up all the videos and makes all the recaps. Can we just have a little round of applause for Caitlin, because she's fantastic. And I don't know, like, she just makes things so amazing here. I don't know. I'm so grateful. All right. So Facebook, it's saying add new. Facebook access means blah, 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 right? Okay, this is important, right? Anyone else with Facebook access will share the page experience, including newsfeed and notifications for this page. I'm going to tell you more about that later. We're going to click on the next button. And then at this point, you're going to search for the person that you want to add to the page. So let's say that I did want to add my husband, and I would type in his name here. So you can search them up by name, or you can search them up by email. One of the things that I want you to notice is that there are lots of Brad Campbells on Facebook, and I want to make sure that I'm picking the right person. So we make sure that that profile picture is the profile picture that we want, because I don't want to be adding like rando people to my page. So once we click on that, then this is super important, right? Okay, we would want to make sure that this person has full control. I know that feels a little scary, but let me tell you, let me come back to this for a second, because I feel like I might have not mentioned something, and I want to make sure that I reiterate this fact, right? The only people that you are going to add to this account are people who have turned on 2FA, right? They have turned on two-factor authentication already. And if that person doesn't know how to do it, have them watch this video or, send them the steps to do it. And you need to make sure that they have it. And like, honestly, I would even like make that person take a screenshot to show me that they have two-factor authentication, because I'm paranoid. Okay. All right. If this is resonating with you, make some noise in the comments here. It makes me feel like I'm not alone. Okay, so let's come back into this screen share, right? So making sure that this trusted person who you feel is tech savvy enough to handle this, you are going to then make sure that you toggle that says allow person to have full control. I am not going to go through this process at the moment, and I'm not going to complete this process, because I'm going to be really honest. I don't know that my husband is like made two-factor authentication happen yet. So that's something that I'm going to make sure that I help him with. Okay. Love you, hubby. All right. So once you do that, you would press give access. And now there's another step that you are probably going to need to guide this person through. Let me come back here. So you're welcome, Amy. I'm so glad that this is valuable. If you know of anyone, and I know you do, if you know of anybody who owns a business and has a Facebook business page, please tell them about this training. Please have them watch it. We will have a recap out that's going to be short and sweet, and we're going to do that today. All that stuff. Okay. You are very, very welcome. Thank you. Okay, so third step, right? Third step is that you need to make sure that this person, this trusted person that you have given access to the admin stuff, you need to make sure that they accept the invite. Because if they don't accept the invite, what's the point, right? And you will know whether or not they have actually accepted the invite. It's not going to be a secret. You're going to be able to see that on the page here. It'll list that person, and it'll say whether or not they have accepted the access. Now, I'm not able to screen share that specific section right now. I am going to make a video later on that is going to show you exactly where you can find that access, but I want to make sure that Brad has 2FA enabled first. So if you do want a video later on showing people how to accept that access, let me know. Basically the way that I have understood it is it'll look like this. It's not going to actually show it, but I can show you where they might be able to find it. So here's what it would look like. Sometimes those notifications get lost in Facebook. Sometimes it'll show up here, like it'll show up in the notification section, but sometimes it's going to just be a little like hard to find. So what you would have them do is you would have them go over to the business page that you've invited them to, right? And at this point, there should be a little thing probably in this area, unless they've moved it. And it is going to say right there, so-and-so has invited you to accept this admin position, and you can then do that. Okay, let's come back here. Are there any questions so far? If you have questions, drop them below in the chat. I am going to go a little bit longer today, and I will answer some of those questions. We are going to do our recap in just a moment here. Let me look into my notes and make sure that we've covered everything that we need to. If you're on Instagram, hey, we're paying attention to you too. All right, let me make sure we've gone through all of the steps. I believe we have. Oh, no, I have one more step that I want to show you, okay? Because my assumption is that some of you, you have like teacher friends, you have business friends, you may become admins for each other's pages, right? And if that person is like a silent admin on your page, then one of the things that that person is going to want to do is to turn off notifications coming in from your page. Otherwise, they're on their personal profile, they're going to be getting all of these notifications for all of the comments, all of the DMs, all of the likes, all that stuff. So I'm going to walk you through how to turn that off. And you can turn this off for yourself as well, because this is honestly something that I have turned off. Okay, give me a moment. And we'll get this. There we go. Is this how we do it? I'm just double checking. Bum, 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 bum. Yes. That's how we do it, isn't it? Yeah. Video. Dun, dun, dun. Other notifications. Pages you follow. Pages you manage. There we go. Great. Okay. So let's do this. Ready? Okay. So in order to turn off those notifications, this is what it's going to look like. All right, so if you are an admin on a page, or if somebody else is an admin on your page and they want to turn off notifications, so you're going to click your profile picture again. You're going to click Settings and Privacy. You're going to click Settings. And then you're going to go right here to Notifications. Now on the notifications, like there's a lot of settings here, but what the one that we're looking for is this one right here. It says Pages You Manage. And when we click on the little button here, it expands to all of the things. So here's Draven, right? Famous Draven. It says all notifications off. And then for these, that's really interesting that it's saying that it's giving me email notifications. It doesn't. So basically, you're going to click on whichever account it is, and then you want to turn this off right here. It says page notifications on your profile. Turn this off. Because what it's saying is like, hey, don't miss your page notifications when you're switched into your personal profile. But honestly, I want to be able to use Facebook and my personal profile without thinking about business. So that's why I have that turned off. Okay, that is all. All right, we're going to do a really rapid recap here of everything. I hope that I can fit it all in. If there are any questions, yeah, let's see. There's a question from Amy. Let's answer that first. If this would happen, would you then have to make a new Facebook profile and have the other person add you as an admin? Oh, Amy, I'm so glad you asked this. Yes. So that is the whole idea behind this. I mentioned it briefly in the one explanation of earlier. The reason we're adding this second person is so that if your personal profile were to get hacked, then that other person can protect that account. Now, I do want to be really clear here. If that happens, as soon as you know that you are hacked, you need to reach out to that person. So make sure that they know, like, hey, if this happens, I'm going to need you to like go into emergency mode and immediately get into that account. So you may want to have like practice together how you get into that account, because if that happens, then that person needs to remove the hacker, which is formerly you. We don't think this is actually going to happen, y'all, by the way. We are just making sure that you're protected. They need to be able to remove that person, and then they can actually add your new profile as the admin to your account, so you are not losing your brand, which is really important. Okay. Pliny is asking any suggestions on how to get that phone number updated. That's kind of out of the scope of today's video, but I will reach out to you to get some, or do me a favor, reach out to, send me a message on the business page. Give me all the details of what you just talked about, because the Instagram thing's going to disappear, and we'll see if we can get you sorted out. All right, let's do this, y'all. We're going to do a really rapid recap. Are you ready for the rapid recap? I know this is going long today. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to make sure that we start this and have all the things like ready to go. Here we are. Okay, you've worked really, really hard to curate all the content on your Facebook business page for your piano studio, for your voice studio. And I want to make sure that you have all of that stuff protected. Okay, so in this little recap, we are going to talk about what you can do in order to protect your business page and your personal profile so that hopefully hackers can't get a hold of your stuff, and you're not going to lose access to your biz page. So in a nutshell, here's what can happen. If somebody hacks into your personal Facebook profile because maybe just because you didn't know, you don't have the right protection on that account, what can then happen is they take over your personal profile. You then, as a person and as a business owner, lose access to your business page. There will be no way to regain it. There will be no way to delete it. So here are a couple of things that you can do in order to protect yourself. I'm going to do some quick screen sharing here to show you what I'm talking about. So follow along. If you want to watch the full video of this on YouTube or Facebook, give me the word admin down below because I know that on Instagram this is a little small. Okay, so here we go. This is what we're going to do. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to turn on two-factor authentication. On Facebook, you're going to hit your personal profile here. You're going to go to settings and privacy. You're going to hit settings again. And then on the left-hand side, we'll zoom in just a little bit so you can see what we're talking about. We're going to go to security and login. And then at this point, this is where you can check your security settings. It says right here, check your important security settings. And then here is where you can turn on two-factor authentication. This is something that's super important. Everyone should have that on their account, period, end of story. Okay, the second step that you can do in order to protect your business page is to, let me come back here, all right, is to add another admin, a trusted human being who also has two-factor authentication turned on their personal profile, right? Who are we going to pick? Somebody who has two-factor authentication, someone that we trust, and someone who is decently tech savvy and won't get lost in the process of things. So what we're going to do in order to do that, we're going to reach out to that human being. We're going to ask them if they would help you protect your business. And here is what you're going to ask them. This is what you're going to need to do, and then what you're going to have them do. First, switch into your business profile. If you don't know how to do that, let me know down below, and we will do that together. Once you do that, okay, you're going to hit on settings and privacy. You're going to hit settings again. I'm actually already there, but I wanted to show you all the steps. You're going to hit new page experience. I did that fast. New pages experience. And then this is where you're going to manage and view access. This is where you can add a new person. And there's an important step here. You want to make sure, I'm just going to use my husband as an example. There's Brad. Okay. You need to toggle this right here. It says allow this person to have full control. Now only do this if this is somebody that you trust. Okay. Once you have given that person full control, you're going to want to make sure that they accept the invite. And then you've added an extra layer of protection to your business account. Now, we are going to have a blog post that's about this published on Savvy Music Studio pretty soon. But in the meantime, there is this amazing post by Mari Smith, who is like a flipping genius when it comes to social media and protecting your stuff and all of the things. So if you do want to get a hold of that, you are going to drop the word admin down below. And the Savvy Sarah bot is going to reach out to you. She's going to send you the blog article. Mari goes into way more detail than what I did today in the various ways that you can protect your personal account, your business page, your ads account, all of that stuff. Please, please, please read that article and take as many steps as you can because you work too hard to lose your crap. All right, here we go. We're going to end it here today. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed the things that you learned inside of this video, please let us know down below. And we will see you all next week. In the meantime, stay savvy and stay you, because you are an amazing teacher and there's no one in the world quite like you. And I think you're pretty dang awesome. And I want you to protect your business page. All right, we'll see you all next week. Thanks so much for being here.